The Galactic Council had ruled the known universe for over 3 millennia, its authority extending across 47 star systems and encompassing hundreds of sentient species. From their magnificent crystal spires on the capital world of Nexus Prime, the 12 elder races governed with what they considered benevolent wisdom, maintaining peace through careful regulation and controlled expansion. Humanity had been a curiosity to them, a young species from a backwater system that had somehow achieved faster than light travel, despite their relatively recent emergence from their home planet. When Earth's first diplomatic vessel arrived at Nexus Prime 50 years ago, the Council had received them with the patronizing amusement typically reserved for promising children. Amusing creatures, High Counselor Threnx had noted in his official report. Aggressive tendencies, but manageable. They show potential for membership in the lower tiers of galactic civilization, perhaps in another century or two. The Council had granted humanity provisional species status, essentially placing them under galactic supervision while they matured. Humans were permitted to colonize exactly 7 worlds, forbidden from developing certain technologies, and required to submit quarterly reports on their population, resources, and technological advancements. It was, the Council assured them, for their own good. Humanity had accepted these restrictions with what appeared to be grateful compliance. They established colonies within their designated sectors, shared their scientific discoveries as required, and participated in the cultural exchange programs. To the Council's eyes, they were model junior members of the galactic community. What the Council failed to understand was that humans had been studying them with the same intensity they applied to every challenge they encountered. Dr. Elena Vasquez, director of the Terran Strategic Analysis Division, had spent 3 decades cataloging every aspect of Council governance, technology, and military structure. Her team had infiltrated Council databases through seemingly innocent cultural exchanges, mapped their communication networks through collaborative research projects, and identified critical vulnerabilities in their infrastructure through routine trade negotiations. They see us as children playing with toys, she had reported to Earth's Shadow Cabinet, a governing body the Council didn't know existed. But children grow up, and humans have always been quick learners. The line was crossed on a Tuesday. The Council's latest decree had been delivered with their usual bureaucratic arrogance. Humanity's colonial expansion was being further restricted, their military vessels were to be decommissioned, and their population growth was to be regulated through mandatory sterilization protocols for 70% of their people. The justification was clinical and efficient. Humanity was consuming resources too rapidly, and their reproductive rate posed a long-term threat to galactic stability. It's for the greater good, Councillor Merins had explained during the official announcement, her crystalline features showing no emotion. Younger species often lack the wisdom to self-regulate. The Council will ensure humanity's sustainable future. What happened next shattered 3,000 years of galactic order in less than 72 hours. It began with what appeared to be routine system failures across Council space. Communication relays went offline, transportation networks experienced delays, and administrative databases suffered minor corruptions. The Council's technical teams dismissed these as typical aging infrastructure issues, nothing that couldn't be resolved with standard maintenance protocols. By the second day, the failures weren't random anymore. Every major Council facility simultaneously lost power. Their most secure communication channels began broadcasting humanity's response to the population control decree, a simple message repeated across every frequency in the galactic network. The Galactic Council has declared its intention to commit genocide against the human species. As of this moment, the Council's authority over humanity is terminated. Any attempt to enforce the recent decree will be considered an act of war. High Counselor Threnx convened an emergency session, his usual composure, cracking as reports flooded in from across Council space. "Impossible," he declared. "Humans lack the technology to penetrate our systems. This must be the work of another species, perhaps the Reektai attempting to destabilize our authority." The truth became clear on the third day, when humanity's real fleet revealed itself. The 7 world colonies had been a facade. While the Council monitored their designated systems, humans had been secretly establishing bases in 43 other locations. Asteroid fields, abandoned moons, the outer reaches of dead systems. They had built, not just colonies, but massive industrial complexes, research facilities, and military installations, all hidden behind technology the Council had never imagined possible. Fleet Admiral Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the TNS Retribution, humanity's flagship, as her armada materialized around Nexus Prime. 2,000 vessels, each one incorporating technology reverse-engineered from Council systems, but refined through human innovation, surrounded the capital world like a steel noose. "This is Fleet Admiral Chen of the Terran Navy," she broadcast on all frequencies. "The Galactic Council has forfeited its right to exist through its attempted genocide of humanity. You have 1 hour to evacuate all non-essential personnel from Nexus Prime. After that, this system will be cleansed of Council presence." The Council's own fleet scrambled to respond, but they quickly discovered the full extent of humanity's deception. Every ship in their navy had been compromised. Human agents, disguised as maintenance workers, cultural ambassadors, and trade representatives, had spent decades installing undetectable modifications to Council vessels. With a single transmitted code, Admiral Chen disabled the entire Council fleet without firing a shot. "You underestimated us," Dr. Vasquez explained in a transmission directly to the Council chambers. "You saw primitive newcomers and treated us like pets to be trained. But we've been at war with each other for thousands of years before we ever met you. We know how to plan, how to deceive, and how to strike when the moment is right." The systematic dismantling of Council authority took exactly 6 days. Their communication networks were permanently severed, their administrative centers were occupied by human forces, and their leadership was captured and transported to Earth for trial. Species across the galaxy watched in stunned silence as 3 millennia of established order evaporated like morning mist. Some species attempted to resist the transition, but humanity had prepared for that as well. The Zephyrian Empire's battle fleet was neutralized by a computer virus that turned their own weapons against them. The Crystalline Confederacy's attempt at economic warfare was countered by the revelation that humans had been quietly cornering markets in essential resources for decades. The militant Corvash Republic discovered that their most secure military installations had been infiltrated years earlier when human refugees they had accepted turned out to be deep cover operatives. Within a month, the galaxy had a new order. Not the iron-fisted tyranny some species expected, but something far more sophisticated, a decentralized network of human-administered regions where former Council species were given a choice: adapt to the new reality or be relocated to designated reservation worlds. "We're not conquerors," Admiral Chen explained to the assembled representatives of 200 species. "We're gardeners." The Council believed in control through suppression. "We believe in growth through competition. Prove your value to the galactic community, and you'll thrive under human protection. Try to recreate the old system of oppression, and you'll discover why humanity survived everything our own planet could throw at us." High Councillor Threnx, now imprisoned on Lunar Base, stared through his cell window at the blue world below. Earth continued its peaceful rotation, its inhabitants busy administrating an empire that spanned half the galaxy. He had spent his final 3 days reviewing the intelligence reports, trying to understand how they had been so thoroughly outmaneuvered. The answer was disturbingly simple. Humanity had never been the primitive species the Council believed them to be. They had been apex predators, wearing the mask of innocent children, patiently waiting for the right moment to reveal their true nature. When the Council crossed the line from patronizing supervision to attempted genocide, they had awakened something that 3,000 years of galactic peace had never prepared them to face. The Galactic Council was gone. In its place stood humanity's quiet promise: never again would any species hold the power of life and death over others. They had erased the Council, not just from power, but from history itself, ensuring that future generations would remember only the lesson of what happened when someone tried to cage humanity. The galaxy had learned to fear the children from Earth and learned to be grateful that humanity's definition of justice included mercy for those wise enough to accept the new order.